Hey everyone, welcome back to Retro Magazines and Patterns. My name is Sophie, and today I pulled out one of my older magazines. This is Olde-Time Needlework Patterns and Designs from spring of 1982. This magazine is in a little bit of a delicate condition, so I'm going to try to be a little careful with it, so not to rip it or pull any pages out, but we're going to go through it together. I haven't actually looked through this in quite a while, so some of these are going to be new to me. And we'll see what we find in here. So on the cover, we see this really pretty rose doily. That's a really gorgeous little doily. It's pretty. I love it looks almost like they use like a glitter yarn in there. So that's nice. That gives us some good hope for what we're going to find in here. Okay, so you can definitely see the pages are yellowed. This has been sitting for quite a while. So right here, this looks like a pattern for the crocheted crossover, what the model is wearing right here. And it says that this is a garment both practical and attractive, either for out of doors wear, under the coat, giving needed warmth without bulkiness in sleeves and armholes, or for a breakfast jacket with no annoying loose ends or corners. So yeah, it is a pattern. It does start right here, begin at the back with a chain about 14 inches long. So this is written a little bit differently than we're used to seeing, but I think for intermediate to advanced crocheters that wouldn't be too much of a problem. If you're interested in learning how to work some of these older crochet patterns, I know I've mentioned the channel before, but there is a YouTube channel called Just Vintage Crochet, I believe, and I really like watching her videos because she actually will work these kind of patterns. So you'll be able to listen to her process as she tries to figure out what they mean, since they're a little different from what we're used to today. Oh no, this is a beautiful sweater. Look at that. Cosmopolitan, a 1936 design. And this is knit. But look at these pretty little eyelets along the collar or the hemline. I don't know, the cuffs have it too, with a little bit of a puff sleeve. That's a really beautiful sweater. That's really pretty. Trying not to tear these pages. And is that the entirety of it? Let's see, after all the pieces have been blocked. Yeah, so this is the full pattern here. Here is a collar or a yoke, Irish crochet, dated to before 1929. That's really pretty. So it looks like it works over on this page. And then down here it does say cast off remaining loops. So that is the entirety of that pattern as well. That's very beautiful. Here's a pretty, it looks like a filet crochet photo frame. That would be a lovely way to mat a photo instead of just having your typical cardboard matting. That would be a really nice way to put a vintage or antique touch to a photograph in your home, or as a gift if you're giving a photograph to somebody, or if you like taking those old-timey photographs when you're on vacation, that would be a neat touch to those. Here we have some shuttle butt tatting with myrtle. I enjoy seeing these in here with myrtle. I've seen a couple of these little articles with her before, but she does go over some of the information about tatting. And then she talks right here, it's a pillow with tatting. So this is a tatted pillow cover. So that's like a fun little, I'll make sure that this is available for upload or download if you're interested in reading Shuttle Butt with Myrtle. This is the second time I have seen this pattern in some of my old magazines. Apparently, golfers used to use crocheted golf balls for practice. So I think this is kind of fun. If you are a crocheter and you're looking for something fun to give the person in your life who enjoys golfing, this would be a totally fun little gift to make. I'm not sure how much they would use them, but it would be fun to decorate with, or just as a little fun joke. But I thought that those were fun, the crocheted golf balls. Antique hooked rugs. So we have a whole article here on antique hooked rugs. This is a beautiful rug. I have done some rug hooking in my day, nothing like this. Mine usually consist of the fuzzy little pieces of scrap yarn that you loop through the plastic to make a cute little, you know, floral design or a teddy bear, something like that. But that's beautiful. You know, it looks like it continues on here. So you have some other examples. That tiger is beautiful. This is a really nice centennial piece. So, oh, another lovely sweater. Gay Ruffles design, a 1944 design. And this says that this is crochet, not knit. So that's a beautiful, oh, I'm going to rip my magazine here. I'll hold it up for you to see a little bit better. You can see some of the details in the stitching. But that's a really pretty sweater. Tell me that you couldn't find a beautiful way to wear that today. Okay, so this pattern does continue to the next page. Right here is the remainder of that. And then over here is the rose doily from the cover, and it looks like that pattern was from 1955. But we were lucky enough to see it in color because I think that really helped. But it's still pretty. So that is the full pattern there if you were to make the rose doily. Here is some questions for people that wanted to write in and get some answers. Query and quote. It actually looks like it might also be a swap. Somebody here is willing to pay a reasonable price for a pineapple doily pattern. So these can be fun to read through sometimes, just to see what, you know, before people were able to go onto Facebook and ask around, they did this. Here is a twin rabbit lace in filet crochet. And that is so darling. Those are so, so sweet. I really like that design. You could do a lot with that. That would look really sweet, pinned to a pillow, a cushion, even a chair back. That's very, very sweet. Scarf ends in filet. How pretty would those be? I like this swan specifically. The bird is cute. So we have the pattern over here. That looks a little overwhelming. Let's see if they have any graphs available. So I don't know if they do, because they are going into some detail here. Oh, flipping ahead. Yeah, I do not see, unfortunately, any graphs available for those. But I mean, honestly, graphs are nice to have. But once you get going in a pattern like this isn't that difficult to follow along either. Sometimes it's almost easier to follow row by row. And again, like I've stated before, I will have all of these patterns available for download on my Patreon. So if you are interested in making something like this, this would be an instance where it would be nice to be able to print this so that you can mark off the rows as you go. Let's see. This was continued from page 21. What was on page 21 that we missed? Let's double check to make sure. Because, let's see. Oh, I totally skipped a page. The Shetland camisole. Good thing I went back and looked. Look how pretty that little camisole is. That is beautiful. Can you guys see that? Here, I'll hold it up. Oh, this is really delicate. It is such a pretty little camisole. Okay, so that is the pattern here, and then it continues right here. And then, did I miss something on 22? Oh no, these are just the remainder of those queries. But that is the rest of the pattern for the camisole. I would love to know if somebody would make that. I'd love to see that. That'd be so pretty in pastels, like a pretty light baby pink. Variations of a favorite old popcorn pattern. I love bobble or popcorn, as I believe these are called. I just think the texture is so fun, and I actually enjoy making them. I think they're a lot of fun to make. And they look so pretty. Look, this is so pretty. These are so pretty. So it looks like it does have a pattern for this, which goes all the way here, and we'll continue on page 35. So we'll get to that when we get to 35. Ooh, I am crumbling, these pages. Oh, that's a pretty little tatted, or is it tatted? Medallion table mat. Yeah, this is tatted. So that's a pretty little, like I guess a placemat or just a nice mat you could put on, in the middle of the table. Here's a beautiful all over pattern. That is interesting. That is crochet because it does call for trebles in the ring. That looks very delicate, but the tassels make it so much fun. Oh, neckties. If anybody is looking to make a necktie, Father's Day is coming up. I know people don't really wear neckties as often as they did before. When I was growing up, my dad still wore neckties to work every day. He didn't once I got older. You know, the office is really business casual at that point. But if anybody does still use them or has a need for one in their wardrobe, this would be a fun way to make one. So I like those neckties, and it gives you two different options there. It looks like they are both crocheted too. Okay, this one is called Monkey Face Crochet with Mitered Corner, a 1921 edge. So that's an interesting design there. And the mitered edge would be an interesting technique to work. I've never worked a mitered edge, so that would be fun to see how that would work out. Over here we have the all over design for counterpane or tidy 1914. And how gorgeous is that? That looks like something that you would see in maybe one of those mansions in Newport, Rhode Island, like the Breakers or something. Just really detailed and delicate and beautiful. Here's the remainder of that pattern from page 29 that we were looking at, the popcorn. Okay, so here are some samples of drawn work, 1907 patterns. And look at the detail on these. This is a doily in Mexican drawn work. And that is a really beautiful take on a doily. If you are somebody who's not a huge fan, or you feel like they're just a dime a dozen, they all have pineapples and roses in them, these are just something different altogether. I've never really seen anything that looks like these, and that as well is beautiful. So if you're looking for something a little more unique, these definitely have that in mind. Let's see if I can get these pages apart. Here's a sofa pillow in double arrowhead pattern. And that's a pretty pattern. That to me reads very folk art, Amish quilt kind of. You could tack that onto a pillow, like it may be a pretty velvet pillow or even a quilted pillow as an overlay. That's very pretty. There, here is the continued pattern from the previous page if you're looking for that. Here is the index of the patterns, which is nice to see if you are looking for particular techniques. Hand woven blanket for the baby, a 1921 pattern. That is very pretty. That would be lovely. I wish that they were able to put more color in these magazines at this time, because it would be lovely to see what colors they use. A centerpiece in Hardinger, am I saying that right? Hardinger embroidery, a 1912 design. And look at the detail on that. Those are beautiful pieces. This is advanced work, and I actually don't really know much at all about Hardinger embroidery. Continues to be one of the most popular forms of needlework. I'm going to have to read more about this because I'm not familiar with it. Has anybody else heard of it? Familiar with it? Have worked it? I'd be curious to know. Wide knitted lace designs from 1914. That is quite wide. I've said it before in another video, I think, but I really do enjoy knitting lace. I have never done bobbin lace, but I like to knit that, and that would be a fun piece to knit. I think you would probably spend quite a few rows before you get to see the fruits of your labor, but that's gorgeous. That would be really pretty, and that would be really gratifying to see once you start getting to a point where you can see that coming together. That would be super gratifying to see. Sweaters for the outdoors, 1923 patterns. I really like this Gulf coat. This pattern starts over here. That is a smart looking jacket. I like that. Over here, baby's homemade bassinet, printed exactly as it appeared in 1921. So that is a cute little way that they made their own little strollers. Oh, we just talked about bobbin lace, and here we go. Lesson in bobbin lace from the year 1905. If anybody has done bobbin lace or works bobbin lace frequently, please let me know below. I'm curious about it. I watch the videos online somewhat frequently. I'm always in awe of how they're able to keep all of those laces or the bobbins together. Okay, here we have, it looks like maybe like a little bit of a Greek key infant set pattern. So that's a really smart little set. The blanket's nice. The jacket, I like the buttons on the breast there and the little bonnet. That's a really nice set for a baby. Okay, so here we have some more pattern continuations from 45 and 47. We have classifieds, handicrafts for sale, and recipes. Huh, that's fun. You could send in for some recipes too. Okay, and it looks like we have come to the end of this issue of Old-Time Needlework from the spring of 1982. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know below if you're enjoying these videos, if these magazines have the things that you're looking for in them, or let me know if there's something else that you're looking to see, because I have a lot of magazines that I can go through, and I'd be happy to try and find some things that you guys might enjoy looking at as well. But until the next video, you guys have a good one, and I will see you then. Bye.